Hi, in this video, we're going to talk about the UIToggle states, the on and off state of a UI toggle or a UI toggle group or a UI tab. A lot of people seem to misunderstand. They do not make the difference between an on-off state and a selectable state. A selectable state can be normal, highlighted, pressed, selected, and disabled. And these are interactable things, while the on-off state is a state thing. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Let's come here, and I'm going to show you some animations and some other good stuff. All right. So in this scene, let's add a check box. All right. So let's say Doozy UI menu, components, toggle checkbox. Let's add a checkbox like so. Let's fix the event system and use the new input system for this. Let's put this in the center of the screen. And let's also add a background because I think this will clash. These UI image, these colors will clash one with the other and it won't look nice. Background, whatever. And let's make it as big as our canvas. And let's just give it a dark color so we can see our checkbox. All right. So a UI toggle is also a UI selectable. So it will have the states any interactable thing will have. That means the normal state, the highlighted state, the pressed state, the selected state, and the disabled state when it's non-interactable. All right. And there are also, in order to show and hide this checkbox, we use something different. More exactly, we use a UIToggle state. So when the toggle is on, we have this animation. And when it's off, we have this animation. There you go. So these are two different things, right? One handles the way the object interacts to the user's input. In this case, can be a controller, can be a laser pointer, or can be a mouse, usually. And the other one, the on-off, just shows depending on the state of that component. Yeah, on-off. So let's enter play mode. And as we'll be able to see, now it's off, on, off, and we have a nice animation, right? Now, let's say I want to create a custom checkbox, a custom checkbox field, right? So let's create a, I'm just going to use images. Do I have a circle? Circle, let's say 128. Yeah, let's use a circle. How big is that? Yeah, let's use this. So actually, let's create it. Let's say create empty, and this will be my toggle, right? And let's say 128 with 128, the size. Let's add a background. So I'm going to say image. This will be my background. Background. I cannot type. And let's say a circle. Let's use a circle, something like that. Let's also add a rim. And 128, and this will be my rim. Let's also make it black, and let's add some, let's say 64, something like that, just so we have some different things. And I also want a color, so I'm gonna say, and this will be my fill, right? And this can be whatever I want. Let's go with a darker rim, something like that. And oh, I think I didn't make these as I should, sliced. All right, it's not ideal, but it will have to do for this example. Let's make it filled. Let's say -2, -2, -2, -2, just so it looks nicer. 128, 160, 204. Yeah, something like that. All right. So now I have a nice rim and a way to set a color, right? Okay. So let's make this a bit smaller. Let's say 64 by 64. So now this is my toggle. All right, I'm going to add here a UI toggle component, just a simple UI toggle component that has on and off states. And I also want to be able to show this whenever I move the mouse over. I want to make this a bit bigger. So the highlighted state will make it bigger and then smaller. So I'm going to go, let's add all of these under the background and see content, right? And here I'm going to say, because I'm targeting a UI selectable state, I'm going to say UI selectable, all right? And I say, let's go with the UI animator because it's easy. And let's say when it's highlighted, I would like to say start value 0.2 and 0.2. Let's make it actually 0.1. Let's make it a bit bigger. All right. So this will be my highlighted state. And the press state, I would like to have no move animation, no rotate animation, no fade animation. Let's make it a bit smaller. So minus 0.2, minus 0.2. All right. So pressed, it will be smaller. Boom. There you go. I'm not going to bother with the selected state and disable state because I don't care at this point. All right. So now this UISelectable UI animator has a controller that is the UI toggle. You will notice, but because this is a toggle, I can have different animations and different things set. Because here I can have a set of animations for when the UI selectable, in this case, when the UI toggle is on. I can have a different one for when it's off, and I have one that works for both of these states. In this case, I'm going to use the same animation. So let's enter play mode. And now I will have a highlighted animation and a click animation. Yeah. And here I can say it's on, it's off. Now I would like to show this on and off state. How can I do that? Well, I'm going to use a UI toggle something animator. I can animate the color and I can animate the, let's actually make the fill smaller. Let's say 32, maybe 16, 16, 16, 16, something like that. All right. So let's say when it's on, I would like it to have a color and be bigger. And when it's off, I would like it to have a, let's go like that. So let's go for the color. So I'm going to say UI toggle color animator. All right. So when it's on, I would like it to have this color. And when it's off, let's go with a gray color. All right. So let's say, yeah, this gray, maybe this gray. Yeah. So off, on. So now I can show the on off state. Because this is under a toggle, it will automatically select the controller as our toggle. So let's enter play mode. And now we are able to control the state. 1 second, let me zoom out so you can see it better. Let's enter play mode. All right. So now this is on, this is off, right? As you can see, it's off. Now it's on. Now I also want to add some animations to this for the fill, only the fill. And I'll say UI toggle. And let's go with a UI animator because this is the easiest way to do it. So let's say on, off, it disappears like that. And I do not want a move animation. I want a scale animation. And from current value to start value. So whenever it is, I want it to come here. All right. And for the hide, so when it's off, right? Let's go here, and I'm going to use a scale animation from the start value to the start value, and let's say offset 8. Actually, this is the scale. Let's say 0.1, 0.1. So off, on. No, it's the other way around. So from the current value to start value, so it should return to where it was. And for the show, I'm going to say from the start value, actually from the current value to the start value, and I want it to be bigger. So 0.2, 0.2. So on, off. Let's make it 0.5, 0.5, on, off. And let's also add some ease to it. So let's say outmass, maybe outback. There you go. And for the hide, let's go for an in-back, just so we have a bit of personality for the animation. There you go. And we also have a color animation, if you remember. All right, so now when we enter play mode, I will be able to control, let me enter again. So this gets registered. All right. When we enter play mode, we will be able to see this. Now, we have our custom toggle thingy, right? And I can have fun with it. But what if I want to have several toggles, right? And in this case, maybe I want to have some tabs. So I'm going to say here, tab A, for example. I'm going to remove this UI toggle and say UITab. It's basically the same thing. I need to set again the controller. So I'm going to drag this here. I have an animation here. I need the tab for the controller and the tab for the controller. And now this is the same thing, but it's a tab that has a different type of animation. There you go. All right. So now that I have this done, do I also have a, so the highlight, let's make it 0.2, 0.2. Pressed. All right, perfect. So let's create a tab group. All right, so let's create an empty parent. Oh, not here. So let's create an empty game object. And here I say tabs. All right, let's put them on the horizontal. So I'm going to say a horizontal layout group. Let's just control like that. So let's say middle center. Let's add a content size fitter. Let's say preferred size. Here, I would like to have my size, let's say 32. Is it too big? No, let's go with 64. So let's add a layout element. And let's say I want my preferred size to be 64. And let's add it here. And now let's duplicate this tab A, B, and C. Tab B, tab C. Let's add some space between them. Let's say 8, something like that. And now I have 3 tabs, 3 toggles, whatever you want to call them. Right now, they are not connected to a UI toggle group, so they will work each way the way they want, right? So now I need to connect them so that I can, when I enable one, the other should be disabled, all right? So in my tabs here, I'm going to say UIToggle all right? And I need to set every tab to use this toggle group. Now, because the toggle group control mode is passive, again, the tabs will, or the toggles will simply work in any way they want. So it really doesn't matter. But if I say one toggle on, only one toggle can be on at any given point in time. So let's say one toggle on, I just change the control mode, all right? And now when I enable one toggle, it will work. And if when I enable this, this will be disabled. There you go. And now I have a tab group. Of course, I can also disable them all. And if I want to have one tab enabled at any given point in time, then I'm going to say one toggle on enforced. So basically it will enforce to have at least one toggle on. And there you go. And now you cannot disable it, right? Okay, so now we have our tabs. What's the difference between a UI toggle and a UI tab? Well, a UI tab can also control a container. It's synchronized with that container with the show and hide state of a UI container or a UI view, right? So I'm going to say, let's move the tabs to the top, minus 128, for example. And let's also create an empty game object. And I'm going to say content. Yeah, let's say content. Let's move it to the bottom. And let's make it now, like so. Height 256, right? And let's add a UI container. All right. So Doozy UI menu containers. Let me add a simple container. All right. So in this case, let's set the background to this color. And let's make the color this background, right? And this will be my A container, all right? So actually, I'm not even going to use a title. Let's just use colors. So if my tab A is that color, so this will be container A. Let's make container B. Let's change its color. Its background color, right? So let's go here. Let's say this green. And let's also change the B to have this color. Let's go darker. There you go. Okay. And now I also want a container C. I want one more. There are one on top of the other. So let's say container A, container B. This is my B container, and this is my C container, just so I can see them like that. So here I'm going to say, let's change the color to, yeah, this one. Perfect. Let's go to blue, actually, just so we can see them better, in case we have people that have color blindness, so that you can identify them. So we have 1, 2, 3. All right. So now I have my containers. These containers have some animations. Let's also make them to move from the bottom. So let's change the show animation, move from the bottom and hide towards the bottom. Yeah. All right. So container A, hide, show. Perfect. Perfect. And let's also disable them when they are not, when they're hidden. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So now all we need to do is connect our containers to our tabs. And that's a drag and drop operation. So tab A will have target container, container A. Tab B, container B. And tab C, container C. And that's pretty much it for this functionality. Did I connect them correctly? Let me check. So tab A, container A, tab B, container B, tab C, container C. Yeah, show, hide, current start position. Oh, 0, 0. Yeah, it's correct. Let me check. All right, so we have a tab system. And now, let's say I want to add some buttons because this is where people confuse things. So let's add some buttons right here that show the selectable state. Doozy UI menu components. Let's add the user, a user button. Let's put it, where is it? Let's put it right here. Let's add another one. Doozy UI menu, components. Let's add a language button. Okay. Let's put it right here, for example. All right. And let's add, let's not say the select after press. Let's let them be selected. And now let's add one more. I don't know. Doozy UI menu components. Let's add a calendar, whatever. Again, let's put it here. All right. So now, when we enter play mode, you will see that even though I will have these items selected, my state will remain the same, because the problem is that people seem to misunderstand an on-off state for a toggle with a UI selectable state. And this is how this works. This is how you can create a simple tab system, and yeah, with buttons and whatnot, whatever you want. Okay. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope it was insightful in describing the UIToggle states and the UISelectable states, and how they differ and how they work together. All right, that's it for this tutorial. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.